Productivity. It's the efficiency of the production of goods or services expressed by some measure. Or, in self-improvement terms, it's the efficiency at which you can complete meaningful and fulfilling tasks throughout the day. It's something so essential to anyone's journey on improving themselves. But as you've probably found out, that's a lie. It's not easy to stay productive throughout the day, is it? There are many different reasons for not being able to stay productive throughout the day. For example, you just might not be able to manage your time. We have a lot of things to do on our day-to-day basis, and sometimes we might end up rushing to get one thing done so we can get to the next, hindering our productivity. Or maybe you simply can't stay focused. Let's be honest, your TikTok addiction has nerfed your attention span to that of a rat's, and you can't stay locked in on a task for over 9 seconds. Or you might just be unable to get things done efficiently. You keep switching from one task to the next, never putting in quality work to get something done. If you aren't productive, if you can't get things done, your life will be in a constant downward spiral. You'll constantly be stressed out over failing to accomplish anything. You'll always be missing deadlines set by others and set by yourself. And you'll have no work-life balance, either wasting away doing dopamine addictive activities or struggling for hours straight trying to finish the task your boss gave you. Your life will end with an innumerable amount of unachieved goals. I don't want that life, and if you're watching this video, neither do you. So I'm going to show you how to avoid it. Without further ado, let's begin. Let's say, hypothetically, theoretically, metaphorically, in an imaginary world, for the sake of the argument, right, that you let this unproductiveness win, that you let it stop you from achieving your goals. In this scenario, you just can't get anything done. First of all, you're constantly being burned out. Since you can't space out tasks or get anything done, you end up doing them all at once, eradicating your energy. Secondly, your performance in these tasks is significantly nerfed. Since you're trying to do so much at once, you're taking less time on each task, making them a lot worse than what they should be. It'll even cause you to miss opportunities that you would have had if you were able to get things done efficiently. Maybe if you were able to get those 10 cold calls done in a day, you would have had a new client. Or if you were able to write your script and edit your videos in an efficient manner, you would have been able to make an upload at a specific time that would have blown up your channel. That didn't sound like a very good life, does it? Sure doesn't to me. You're better than that. Capable of so much more. If you want to be more productive in your life, if you want to achieve balance or achieve your goals, I suggest you pay attention to the 5 steps listed in this video. But don't just take my word for it. Do your own research and view it from your own perspective. After all, I'm just some guy in a do-rag. The first step in achieving a more productive life is to set goals and then prioritize tasks to achieve them accordingly. So grab a pen and a piece of paper or open the Notes app on your phone. Now, I want you to write out 3 of your biggest goals, 3 of the biggest things that you want to accomplish. And if you have more, you can go ahead and write those too, but I wouldn't recommend going over 5. For me right now, there will be achieving my dream physique, growing my YouTube channel, and making over $1,000 a month on my own. Now, once you have your 3 tasks, I want you to break them down into smaller tasks, smaller priorities that you're going to have to do to get them done. So to grow my YouTube channel, I have to come up with a good title. I have to create and edit a good thumbnail. I have to write the script for the video, then go over and edit it to make sure it works, make sure it flows. Then I've got to actually record the video and then edit it. Then after that, I just post it and hope it does well. So essentially, trying to break your goal into smaller steps like I did. So once you've done this for all of your goals, rank them from 1 to 3 or 1 to 5, depending on how many you had, with 1 being the most important and 5 being the least. For me, fitness is number 1, followed by YouTube, and followed by making money. So now that you've numbered them, you have your priority. Since fitness is the most important to me, I try and get all that stuff done, as soon as I wake up, first thing of my day. Then after that, I'll move into my YouTube related tasks like making thumbnails, writing scripts, etc. Finally, I'll focus on the monetary side of my life. And I have to admit, I haven't really been putting much effort into that, much focus into it, as I've been, I suppose, over focusing on the first two. So that's something I plan on fixing in the future. But, that's a topic for another day. So now that you've got your priorities and your goals set in order, it's time for the next step. So it's important that you practice deep work and use self-imposed deadlines. Deep work is essential as it allows you to lock in on a specific task and get things done. Focusing on one thing ensures that you'll do the best job when doing it, and it can exponentially increase the efficiency and the quality of your work. I would recommend at least 1 and no more than 4 hours of deep, focused work. Any more than that, you run the risk of burning out and just completely destroying the quality of your work. There are a number of things that you can do to make sure that you can efficiently do your deep work. For example, you could use noise-canceling headphones, go to a quiet space where you can focus, or just listen to some music in the background to keep you locked in. Personally, I like to go on Spotify and listen to a chill jazz playlist while I get my work done. You also need to set deadlines for yourself and do your utmost to adhere to them. Setting deadlines gives you an incentive to actually do the work rather than just sitting and lazing around all day. They keep us honest when getting things done. However, it's important that you evenly space out your deadlines so that you're giving yourself enough time to make sure you produce quality work. In a 2002 research study conducted by 2 researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, 2 studies were conducted on the role of self-imposed deadlines when it comes to performance. I'll only be talking about the first study as it pertains to what I'm talking about. So in this study, 99 students were split into 2 groups and asked to complete 3 papers by the end of the course. Those in the first group were assigned deadlines, and those in the second group were allowed to choose their own deadlines, given that they followed a few parameters. Those being that the deadlines they chose were final, and that they would lose 1% of their grade for every day that they turned it in late. The results were that the mean deadline for the first paper was 41.78 days before the end of the course, 26.07 days for the second paper, and 9.8 days for the third paper. The group with assigned deadlines had an average grade of 88%, and the self-imposed group had an average grade of 85%. There was only a 3% difference between the 2 groups. So essentially, these researchers concluded that flexibility when compared to evenly spaced deadlines would only lead to lower grades if there was a self-control issue and people didn't space their deadlines out optimally. So this means that if we don't correctly space out our deadlines, our work will be a lot worse and we'll get significantly less done. So it's imperative that when we do space out these deadlines, that we space them out evenly enough to where our work is good and we can actually do the work and get it done. For me personally, I try and upload at least 1 video a week, so I'll have my scripts finished by at least Wednesday, record by Thursday, and have the rest of the week to, edit the video. But I've been thinking about increasing that deadline by a little bit, as I want to produce better quality videos to hopefully blow up my channel. The next step to becoming more productive is using time management techniques. When we're able to manage our time efficiently, we'll be able to get a lot done throughout the day. Doing things like making a to-do list, using the Pomodoro technique, or using a calendar app can help us keep track of what we need to get done through the day and actually do it. So what I do currently is I just blot out 1 or 2 hours of my day to focus on one task and get it done. Whether that be writing a script, editing a video, making a thumbnail, things of that sort. Now, I wouldn't actually recommend you do that, as it's not the most efficient way to get work done. What I would recommend is something called the Pomodoro technique, which I've been experimenting with recently. So in this technique, you pick a task that you want to do. Let's say, for this example, you want to write an email for your newsletter. So you would set a short timer to get it done, usually 25 minutes, and work on that task during that time. So after you've worked for that amount of time, you would set yourself a break, usually 5 minutes, where you can just do whatever and let your mind cool down. And after that break is finished, you get right back into the task, working for another 25 minutes, and you keep repeating that process until you eventually complete the task or you've worked on it for a specific amount of time. So doing work like this allows you to, one, focus on the task and nothing else, but it also allows your brain a chance to cool down, slightly recharge, so you can get right back into the task and, at maximum efficiency. And doing work like that ensures that you actually get things done and that you get quality work done. So there are a multitude of other time management techniques out there that you can use to complete tasks throughout your day. You just have to go out and experiment with them. Find out what works for you. The next step, and arguably one of the most important, is managing your health and taking regular breaks. If you aren't healthy, your body won't be able to operate at maximum efficiency, thus nerfing your productivity. You need to make sure you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep, eating a healthy diet, and exercising. Taking myself as an example, I usually try to be in bed from 12 to 8:30, and I'll exercise 4 times a week and box on my off days. And as far as my dieting is concerned, I'll eat twice a day on an intermittent fasting schedule as I'm cutting right now, and I find that I'm more focused when I'm doing so. And so doing all of this allows me to stay energized throughout my day, stay productive throughout my day, and get things done. It's also important to take regular breaks and recharge yourself, because if you're constantly running at 100%, eventually you burn out. You're at zero, now you can't do anything. So while you should be taking periodic breaks during focused work, like with the Pomodoro technique, you should also have time during the day when you aren't working at all, allowing your mind to recharge and take a quick break. Now, this might sound a bit weird due to all the hustle culture, Sigma male mindset stuff going around, but saying that you should be working 25 out of 24 hours a day. But, that's not realistic, is it? And when I say rest, I don't mean scrolling on TikTok or playing video games, watching anime, or doing things like that. I mean things like taking a walk or reading a book, listening to an audiobook, watching an educational podcast, things that would help you in the long run. Now, doing something like that, like playing video games or something of that sort every now and then, isn't bad, but I wouldn't recommend doing that on a daily basis. Now, anyway, this downtime will allow your brain to recharge. It'll allow your mind, your creative mind, to begin to flow. And it will allow you to create innovative and creative ideas that can help your focused work when you get back into it. Finally, you need to reflect on and review your actions every single day. Look back on what you did throughout the day and just analyze it. Make a mental list of what you did good for the day and what you did bad for that day. And so for the things you did bad, brainstorm methods that you could use to, do them better or not do them. If you found that you weren't able to get productive work done due to playing video games for the majority of your day, find out ways to not do that and force your brain into boredom so you actually go and do some work. For the good, figure out ways you could do them better. Figure out how you could make it more efficient, how you could become more productive, how you can increase the quality of what you did. If you were able to complete something in 2 hours, figure out how you could maybe do that in 1 hour, or figure out how you could increase the quality of that 2 hours. That's the beautiful thing about self-improvement. There's always something you can get better at. There's always something you can improve. There's always something you can master further. If you're able to successfully implement these strategies into your life, you'll be able to exponentially increase your productivity. You'll be able to get more done in less time. The quality of your work will be tenfold what it previously was. You'll have more time to enjoy your life. Productivity is one of the fundamental aspects of self-improvement, and mastering it will bring you one step closer to becoming that person you've always aspired to be. For me, following these tips has helped me out a lot recently. Before I delved into the subject and did my own research, I would simply try and get too much done in a single day. I felt like that I had to catch up to everybody else around me, everybody else in the space. So I would try and do so much in a single day that I wouldn't really, do any quality work, get any quality work done. I was following tips from all these creators about how I should grow my channel or how I should increase my income, how I should improve my physique. And all of that information, as good as it was, it's too much for me to handle. I was trying to do too much to the point where the things I did do weren't very good. Some days I would just wake up and not do anything, or barely do anything due to being burned out from trying to get so much done. So when I acknowledged this problem, I started doing research, right? And I came across, ideas like, well, you should, limit what you're trying to get done in a day. You should use time management techniques to make sure you're getting things done, right? And then at the end of the day, you got to look back. You got to make sure, you got to figure out, okay, I did this good, I did this bad. How can I make this better? And how can I make both of them better? And soon I found out I could get so much more done in less time. I became more productive. And just like I did, you can do the same. I encourage everybody who made it to the end of this video to use the steps listed previously and apply them to your life. Doing so will allow you to get more quality work done in a significantly less amount of time. It'll allow you to be that much closer to becoming the person that you want to be. Also, share your experiences with being productive or unproductive in the comments, as I'm interested in what you guys think or what you guys have gone through. Like the video if you found it useful, or dislike it if you didn't. Maybe even leave a subscribe if you want more content like this. Let's put our heads down and let's put the work in. We out.